Well, good evening. Hope you've had a great day. Today might actually be a short video. I don't know if you can see over here. Look at what those trees are doing. Hey, chickens. It's super windy again, so very difficult to get any kind of footage, but I will take you over to our tack shed and we've got some exciting news. Okay, so I'm over here in, well, we call this the tack shed, the feed shed, the white shed. It's, I don't know what it is. Anyways, we keep a little bit of feed, we keep some tack. The shed is white. That's the logic behind it. There's really no name for it, but anyways, yeah, we keep a lot of fencing stuff here too. As you can see, we got rolls of wire over here. We've got some electric fencing stuff, and in some previous videos I did make mention of the extreme cost of electric netting and how we wanted to get somebody that really wasn't cost effective. We just come back from a vacation in Slave Lake and we were like right on the lake. So if you haven't gone and looked at the video from that, go back and look at yesterday's video. You'll see exactly, like, there's a picnic table and then like inches away there's water. So it was a little bit dicey. We got there and we're like, how are we gonna deal with all the kids and stuff like this? So we had Carmen's mom run to Grand Prairie and she picked up some of this electro netting, this stuff that's in the back. So this is not the Premier One stuff that you see lots of guys talk about. This is a different brand. This is Starkline. So we've never used this before. I'm very excited to try this out. So later in the week, we're actually going to do a little bit of a fencing project with this electric netting. But we ended up not using it. We just had a bit of a safety meeting with the kids. Obviously, constant parental supervision. We were able to keep them away from the water. And then while we were there, we noticed there was a lady who had this on Facebook Marketplace. So this is, I believe this is actually Premier One poultry netting that we got a smoking deal on, pretty much half price for 2 nets. And so it does need a few little repairs. But anyways, I'm excited about that. We're gonna be able to rig up some mobile sheep pens and move them around the yard. Because as you can see out here, wow, it's super bright. Let me just change that. Yeah, look at all the orchard grass growing along the fence line here. Some alfalfa, lots of clover growing up in spots that we still need to manage, right? And so we can't just turn the horses loose in the field or kick the sheep out. We still need some form of containment. So we'll get that rigged up, get the solar charger on it, or the 110 charger. Not sure what we're gonna rig up yet, but very excited to see that project come to fruition. So the other thing I'm pretty excited about, as you can tell I'm hiding from the wind here, is the chicks in the nursery over here. So we were gone for like 5 or 6 days. And I couldn't believe when we opened up the door just how much these little chicks had grown. So it's pretty neat to see these little ones. All their fuzz is all gone. They've started to feather out. They're getting all their cool colors. Just absolutely magical to see how these guys are growing up. Very excited to see a couple more weeks we'll be able to get them outside, get them onto pasture, and just watch them just grow. So the other thing I'm really excited about is this bountiful harvest. So we've got peas from the garden. Carmen harvested these this morning. And then we've got Swiss chard, we've got onions. And what else we got here? Somewhere in here is chicken. If you recall, we just went through like 90 days of raising meat chickens and just recently harvested them right before we went on holidays. So pretty excited for that to be over, getting up at 5 a.m. and moving the chicken tractor all around the yard. If you don't know what a chicken tractor is, go back and watch the whole videos on, I think it's called She Thinks My Chicken Tractor Sexy. It's a pretty cool tutorial on how to build like a mobile chicken coop / chicken enclosure where it gives them all the protection of a chicken house, but also gives them all the freedom of being outdoors and having access to fresh pasture, green grass every day. 10 out of 10, absolutely way better way to raise chickens. Results in a much healthier bird, much better tasting bird. So pretty happy to be having our supper pretty much entirely from our own farm here today with the vegetables, the chicken, all that stuff. So it's gonna be great. So maybe you've raised your own pasture poultry and it's now time to get it into the casserole dish, get it in the oven, and eat from the land. You're pretty excited about that. Well, what are some really good ways to cook this? So tonight we are having chicken legs. So it's the thigh and the drumstick, and we're gonna eat that. It's gonna be, well, let's just take a look, right? So it's got the bone in, skin on. Why do we do bone in, skin on? Well, bone in is where all the flavor's at. Skin on, that's where all the moisture's at. So If we leave the bone in, the skin on, we're gonna have flavor, we're gonna have moisture, it's gonna be tender, juicy, succulent, it's gonna be the best chicken. Like, honestly, this is one of the cheapest cuts of chicken, and it's the most underrated because it's where all the flavor is, all the moisture is. Everybody goes for the chicken breast because it's just so easy, but all the actual like chicken flavor is right here. So we've got this in our cast iron casserole dish. We're gonna cook here, and I'll just show you the fat lines on this chicken. Hang on a second. You can see right here I got this coarse black pepper, but see all this yellowing around the outer edge here and over top? This is the fat. You can see it down in here too. So pasture poultry has yellowed fat. It's not like the white fat that you see from grain-fed poultry. So you can see underneath too the fat lines here and here, those yellow lines. So if you're ever in the store and you're buying chicken and it says it's pasture poultry or it's grass-fed, that's how you know. That's how you keep them on. This is super easy, right? We've got our vegetables from the garden. This is going to be our side dishes. The chicken just has a little bit of sea salt. It's of course black pepper ground up on it. Put a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of the cast iron casserole dish. I'm gonna throw the lid on this on 400. It's gonna sit in there and cook for about 35 to 40 minutes, maybe not even that long. When Carmen gets home, she's gonna make a creamy dill sauce. So we have dill in our garden. We have a little bit of extra heavy cream. Make this creamy dill sauce. Very excited about that because I love dill. And then it's gonna go drizzle over the chicken. It's gonna be the most amazing thing. And speaking of the garden and dill, we have eggs, like we have, well, heck, how many chickens? We have like 70 chickens. So we have a readily available supply of eggs all the time. And we had some homemade pickled eggs over the weekend there that my mother-in-law makes, and they're just amazing. But if you look at what's coming out of our garden, these are our little onions. They're just perfect for pickling size. So we're gonna make some pickled eggs and some pickled onions with some dill from the garden. Yeah, I can't wait. It's gonna take like 3 or 4 days for that process to work. So I'll probably work on that this weekend. And then by the following weekend, we'll be able to just like, just go to town on that stuff. Okay, so there's good news and there's bad news. I'll start with the bad news first. I was way off on the 35 to 40 minutes deal for, you know, cooking that chicken. Way off. Turned out it was gonna be like an hour and a half. Anyways, it wasn't done by the time I had to leave for fire practice. So too bad for me. I did get some vegetables, got some potato salad. I mean, don't worry, I'm not starving by any means. Anyhow, I'm back now. And so the good news is I'm gonna go in and eat some of that chicken, and it's gonna be amazing. Pretty excited. So I guess I'm just gonna let you go for now, make a cup of tea, get me some chicken. I hope you have a wonderful night, and we'll see you tomorrow.